Hi, I'm Kenny. I'm an independent filmmaker and I'm here to find out more about the rare earth. Malaysia caught news on the building of a rare earth plant rumored to be built on the east coast of Malaysia. Not many people are aware of what the rare earth is about. All we know is it has posed great environmental hazard and health risks to the land and people living within the area. Over the years, we've heard a lot of controversies surrounding the rare earth and the concerns on the effect it has to the environment. The issue especially heightened when I found out that Lynas was opening its processing plant in Malaysia. The question is, how much do we really know? Hybrid vehicles, smartphones, wind turbines, audio speakers, computer hard drives and displays, complex fluorescent lights, advanced defense systems, and medical equipment. What do all these vital everyday items have in common? None of them would be possible without the use of rare earth-based material. Highly refined, exotic-sounding elements such as lanthanum, cerium, neodymium, samarium, dysprosium, and europium. They are used to create many of the products to keep our high-tech green energy world coming faster and more efficiently and increasingly smaller. Did we just join into the popular belief because simply it is popular? The government had approved the project. Don't they care about what the people want? Are they not concerned about the environment? So, having the questions in my mind, I have decided to do my own research. The first thing I have come to realize is how important rare earth is to our daily lives today and even in the future. About 50% of the things around us, are made of rare earth. How do we preserve the environment without effective alternatives? So to know this, I've decided to find out how much do we really know.
No, I don't know.
Rare earth.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
It's like, how do you call it? When you process the earth, there are some remnants which are very dangerous, and it can affect the overall environment as well as the health of the people.
So if I say rare earth in Malaysia, what would that bring straight to your mind?
Is that the Lynas plant, is it? Yeah.
What is your perception about Lynas?
I think it's not good. Yeah. Because of maybe the waste may harmful to us. The waste, yeah.
It's very bad for the environment, I know.
Okay. Where do you get the source of all this information that you know?
I think mostly it's from the internet, I think. Facebook, internet, and the newspaper as well.
So, did you do more research onto it or you just leave it as it is?
I never go for research, but I know this is not so good. But I support, anti-Lynas,
So it's really interesting, the feedback from the public. For what I gather, although many have opinions, when asked further, most are not even aware that they are already using technologies which has rare earth elements in them. And looking through the internet, I can see where they derive their conclusion from. Like them, I have signed the anti-Lynas petition, but maybe I'm not well informed due to my own ignorance. How would I know if I made the right decision or not?
Let me be clear on the outset. I'm not part of Lynas, I'm not paid by Lynas.
Okay.
But purely from a scientific point of view and also economic point of view, we did ask them, so why do you come to Malaysia?
Okay.
You could have gone to Australia, where you were. You could have gone to China, which they did try.
Okay.
And why Malaysia? So the reasons given was very simple. 4 reasons. One is they say, we've got reasonably cheap electricity.
Serious?
Yes, cheaper than many of the other neighboring countries.
Oh.
2, we have got water.
Yes.
Australia did not have enough water for
Okay.
industrial purposes. And number 3, we have got very good infrastructure because the port is close to Gebeng, where the plant is.
Okay.
Roads are good. Transportation system is good.
Okay.
Banking systems are good. These are some of the other
Okay.
non-physical infrastructure, sort of financial infrastructure. And we also have human resource.
Okay.
So
True.
these are the 4 factors that make Linus choose Malaysia. We were asked by the government to say, okay, can you guys give a fair assessment about this particular problem of radiation and so on?
Means without the government telling you what to do.
Yes. We actually mentioned to government that if we do find it to be dangerous, we will say so.
Okay.
Because if it is dangerous to us, to me, to my family, to you, and everybody else. We're not about to say, oh yes, it's all right because somebody in government said so. And to the credit, I think the powers that be accepted the terms of
Okay.
engagement, so to
Okay.
speak. So once we were given that empowerment, we said, okay, we're going to call people from outside. They are the people who know about rare earths. And when we went to visit the Linus plant, what is new are the control systems, the computerized systems. These are the new things that has been put in. And he was looking at some of the plants. He said that this is actually a Rolls Royce in its group of things.
Okay.
In other words, somebody had spent a lot of money
Okay.
to get the latest equipment. And in conclusion, they said that this is actually the most modern rare earth plant in the world.
Now,
Now,
you mean
yes,
Gebeng
in this
itself.
including China. China also do not have any more modern plant than what we have in
you
Gebeng.
mean China now, the biggest processor of rare earth, don't even have modern
As
modern
modern
as ours.
Linus.
Linus.
This is what the experts say.
I made an appointment with AELB, Atomic Energy Licensing Board, today. So we're going to meet some experts to talk about radiation and radiation licensing. What is the safe radiation that human can get? How do you measure that?
Kita ada unit yang digunakan untuk mengukur sinaran, iaitu kekuatan bahan yang menghasilkan sinaran itu dalam unit becquerel, BQ secara ringkasnya, dan juga dos yang diterima oleh manusia kita ukur dalam unit sievert, millisievert.
So to sum up all of these radiation facts, to make it more simple, here is the simple fact of radiation. Radiation is all around us. Some of it comes from natural source, which is the background radiation, and there is the artificial source, which is man-made. Natural or background source includes rocks and soil, which has radioactivity and give off radiation radon gas. Building and ground also emits background radiation. Food and drinks also have radiation when they absorb radioactive materials from the soil and then they pass up to the food chain. Cosmic ray from the space also generate radiation to Earth. There is little we can do about natural background radiation. After all, we cannot stop eating, drinking or breathe to avoid it. Human activity has added to background radiation by creating and using artificial source of radiation. These include radioactive waste from nuclear power stations, radioactive fallout from nuclear weapons testing, and medical X-rays. So, rare earth processing in Linus drops in the category of background radiation.
Rare earth nadir bumi bukan merupakan bahan radioaktif. Raw material, ya, bahan mentah. Bahan mentah ini di Lombong. Okey, bahan mentah
From the ground?
yang di Lombong, mine, ya.
Mine, okay.
Okey, bahan mentah mine di Lombong.
Alright.
Okey, melalui satu proses. Kebanyakannya kebiasaannya adalah proses kimia, chemical, tambah chemical. Okey, proses kimia untuk menghasilkan rare earth, ya, nadir bumi. Kebanyakan semua bahan yang di Lombong akan mengandungi bahan radioaktif semula jadi norm, ya. Okey. Sama seperti petroleum, pelombongan biji timah di Malaysia, semuanya mengandungi norm. Contohnya macam Linus, bahan mentah yang digunakan adalah perkataan lantanite. Okey, lantanite. Lantanite ini di Lombong, di kawasan pelombongan di Australia Barat. So lantanite ini mengandungi bahan radioaktif semula jadi norm, kepekatan aktiviti bahan thorium ataupun bahan radioaktif semula jadi dalam lantanite ini lebih kurang 5 becquerel per gram.
5 becquerel per gram.
Per gram. So melalui proses kimia di mana terdapat beberapa bahan kimia yang dicampurkan dalam proses ini dan ia menghasilkan rare earth. Rare earth element ni sangat berharga yang digunakan dalam industri green technology sekarang seperti hybrid car, handphone dan sebagainya. So dalam proses ini juga menghasilkan byproduct seperti gypsum misalnya. Untuk kes ini linus sisa yang dihasilkan dalam kepekatan aktiviti radionukleid semula jadi lebih kurang 5 hingga 6 becquerel per gram.
In simple form, Malaysia radiation rules is so strict that any radioactive material reading that past 1 becquerel must be handled as radioactive. But for the rest of the world like United Kingdom, any material radiation above 5 becquerel only must be handled as radioactive. And IAEA rules is any material surpass 10 becquerel is radioactive. So, Malaysia radiation rules is so much tougher than the rest of the world.
Merujuk kepada Undang-Undang Malaysia, had dos tahunan yang boleh diterima oleh orang awam adalah 1 milisievert. Bila kita katakan had dos untuk orang awam adalah 1 milisievert, tidak bermakna bila kita menerima lebih 1 milisievert, contohnya 2 ataupun 3 milisievert, kita terus mati. Itu adalah dos yang ditetapkan untuk orang awam. Kita cuba meminimumkan dos kepada orang awam seminimum yang mungkin. Walau bagaimanapun, kesan sinaran kepada kesihatan tidak memberikan kesan apa-apa pada dos yang kurang daripada 200 milisievert. Walau bagaimanapun international pihak antarabangsa ICRP dan juga IAEA menyatakan bagi dos melebihi 8,000 milisievert ke atas baru memberikan kesan fatal effect.
I'm guilty of being ignorant all this while, not seeing how important is the rare earth industry to Malaysia and the impact it has for the future of Malaysia. It is such a shame that unknown to many, the perception formed to them could well be sabotaging the very industry that will propel us into the future and not being left behind. But at what price? I think that is something I need to see for myself to understand it further. En route, the view is fantastic. I can't help but thinking the environment issue is key in preserving the livelihood of the people around the area. I'm curious to know how does processing the rare earth affect what I see now. Will all this that is here today be gone tomorrow? I sure hope not. So here we are at the Linus Advanced Material Plant, or LAM for short, in Gebeng, Kuantan. With the petroleum and chemical plants surrounding this place, one can't help but think Gebeng is definitely a hub of processing plants for natural resources. But what does this do to the community here? How much are they affected by the plant? I have decided to see how people feel about the rare earth processing plant being here at their doorsteps.
Maaf bos, saya nak tanya. Saya buat dokumentari untuk TV. Saya nak tanya tentang saya buat dokumentari tentang tanah nadir bumi. Boleh nadir bumi.
Ni macam Alina.
Wah, encik tahu. Saya boleh interview sikit tak? Tentang semua orang.
Saya pernah masuk Linas. Itu saja. Bagi saya, benda ni tak ada masalah langsung. Saya masuk. Dalam tak ada masalah. Ya. Okey, bersih dia. So, dia selamat.
Sepatutnya, kan? Sorry lah
tak apa.
Sepatutnya you tanya sebelum benda ni dilakukan. Tapi sekarang, apabila benda ni dah dilakukan, dah jalan, tak ada arti.
Apabila dia buat begini, apabila dia buat demikian esok, dia buat kajian dah. Berapa penduduk yang sokong, berapa penduduk yang tak. Ini tapi saya dah cakap akhir tadi tak, saya cerita tadi. Kalau ayah ada kuasa dia boleh buat. Itu saja.
Fantastic interview with Kuantan people there. So we want to find more people to interview.
Definitely not liking.
Why? Because of what's the problem?
pollution, contamination.
我暫時係冇睇到有咩影響啊，但係多數會佢哋話會影響到下一代咁樣咯。
咁樣個 info 你邊度收翻嚟
？Facebook 啊、報紙啊、新聞啊嗰啲全部。
你有自己落去做 research 冇？
好少啊，多數都係聽人哋講嘅咁樣啫。
Linus, I dapat tahu memang tidak begitu baik.
Actually kita tak tahu benda yang sebenarnya Linus tu hasilkan sebab selalu dengar macam thing yang negatif saja tapi actually tak tahu apa yang produk ada keluarkan.
如果这样听下去，担心的有的啦，对我们健康，但是真正的我们还不大了解。我本身不大了解。
We totally object it. Yeah, it's terrible, and all I know that it's radioactive. It's very harmful. Yeah, and it harms life. And then once you bury it under earth, it still be there forever and ever and ever.
To be honest, I think that Linus shouldn't be here at one time.
You have been to Linus, right?
Yeah.
Do you think what they're doing now, have they taken all the precaution for the safety of the workers and the public and the people of Malaysia?
They have done more than an average. In fact, as far as in terms of radiation concerned, it's so low. You notice one thing,
yes.
They don't carry a dosimeter,
That's
a
the
meter.
thing. Yes.
Unlike our hospitals,
yes.
Every hospital in the radiology department, they have to carry a badge
to
see how much
radiation
there. Yeah. The radiation in our hospital far higher than that in Linus. In Linus, so low, they just couldn't be bothered. That's why I told the officers in Linus, I would like to take a photograph of me sitting on those WLPs, sitting on the waste. And if they don't mind, if they give the whole waste to my garden, I take it back to my house. And
Okay, I think we are on the right track. So we got 150 meter away to Linus, Malaysia. Okay, let's see what we can do today. Let's see if we can go in an interview, get some footages of Linus. Firstly, being here, I'm a little surprised to see that the fences surrounding the area are low and not what I have imagined. I've always had a vision in my mind that the plant will be like a top security nuclear reactor plant with security checking point at every foot of the area and men wearing astronaut suits walking around with their oxygen tank on their backs. Perhaps this perception is formed by the scene from some movies like The Simpsons and Outbreak and etc. But I know I'm completely off grid when it comes to rare earth with the information I've gained recently. But one can't really share these images off easily unless I really find out what goes on in Linus for myself.
To provide this extra confidence to the public, Linus has installed this digital display that actually displays the air emission quality, the water quality of whatever effluent discharge that we release to the environment. At the same time, this particular information is fed directly online, real time, to the Department of Environment. We are now at the lanthanide concentrate area.
Okay.
When the shipment from Mount Well comes into Kuantan Port, it will immediately be transported in a double liner bag, about 2.1 ton, on a container, and will be stored temporarily at this lanthanide concentrate yard.
So they come in container like this?
They come in container like this. In Malaysia, because of our strict regulation, we need to label this during transport. This is our lanthanide concentrate.
I see.
Right now, it is an ordinary soil, as you can see. Very moist. In fact, you do not see it. You will not be able to see dust. Now, if I stand here where you are now, I'm standing, and if I want to get exposed, this is the reading which I'll be getting. 2.3 times. Yeah? That is very low compared to what we have. Bottom line is, this reading, yes, there's radiation.
Yes.
Okay, but the radiation is lower than the permissible limit. Yes.
Workers here, see.
Correct. It goes in like that and it goes up all the way to the top.
So that wind or rain, you will not expose all the things to fly out, right?
Yes. It goes into the rotary kiln.
Rotary kiln.
It will mix with acid. Heat it up to a high temperature. You notice it is rotating. This is where the acid is.
The acid
reaction with acid. Yes. Because it's acid is added, sulfuric acid is added, it is mixed, and then its temperature is raised up to about 800 degrees sometimes, you know. So as it goes in, of course, all the gases that comes in will go through this waste gas treatment facility. Okay. This waste gas will make sure all our air effluent is within the permissible limit.
So what does it really shoot up that?
This thing that you see, water.
Water? That's all?
Yes. We have monitoring system in there that monitors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it is online to the authorities, to the Department of Environment. Having said that, there are 6 independent committees that actually reviewed liner safety. One of them is, of course, the International Atomic Energy Agency, the higher body that can actually review it. Now, that alone, plus the regulatory control, and also equally important are the client that is buying this Linus product. They also do their own independent assessment on Linus safety, health and environment.
Serious?
For them to put up the green logo, they must make sure the place that they buy from, the source that they buy from, actually subscribe to that standard.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that, okay.
Even if you don't trust the government, if you don't trust the authority, you must trust the client, the buyers who buys this. This is our control room.
All right.
As I told you, this is not a labor-intensive plant.
Right.
So most of the work that is done here are automated. So you notice that these are control room, and the control room will monitor how much to put in, what to put in, and when to put in. When we extract leached from the cracking and leaching, it goes into the solvent extraction process. Very simple process. No radioactive material here. No radiation. It's just a simple extraction process. And if you notice that these are all at normal room temperature and ambient pressure. So that's it.
So this is a tunnel furnace area where we bake our product.
Radioactivity?
No, there's no radioactivity.
No radioactivity whatsoever.
Our product consists of SEGs, cerium, LACE, which is a latinum cerium, and latinum and PRND.
Okay, so what are all these used for? What I mean, your customer overseas buy for what?
Okay, some use for polishing powder. Some use for the hybrid technology, green technologies. They make it magnet, powerful magnet, and etc. So mostly it's more into the green technology. We just packing, and then we will take sample, send to lab. If okay, then we send to customer.
So we're waiting for the approval to go in. All right. Let's see what the lab personnel says. Let's take a peep through and see what is this lab all about.
Our lab is mainly for testing the materials and also for the test the in-process products and the final products such as lanthanum carbonate, cerium carbonate, and PR and ND oxide.
Oh, okay. So you just to test the quality and everything. Okay.
This is a final product.
Oh, this final product.
This is final product already.
All right.
So our customer take it as a carbonate form.
So what is this used for when your customer?
This one normally as a polishing powder.
Oh, like polishing lens or what?
Yes, correct.
Right. Oh, this is the one.
Yes.
Oh, money, huh?
Hoya buys this for the camera lenses.
Camera lenses to polish the camera lenses. This is it.
Maybe in the future, you have those glass wall.
Yeah.
Now you have to clean it, right?
Yes.
Because that will stick.
Yes.
But if you were to polish it with cerium, you get it so fine that you may not even need people to clean it anymore. Yeah.
Wow.
One of the systems that we use is, of course, the reverse osmosis. This is, of course, state of the art, the most expensive. Anybody knows
reverse osmosis.
Reverse osmosis, which gives you pure water.
So whatever wastewater is being recycled here.
That's right, and it goes back into the system. It's reused. So we don't. The question of using water, a lot of water, that doesn't arises because we recycle the water. And of course, those that are already being treated, like what you see here, this is our storm retention pond.
Oh, okay.
This is the last point before the water is discharged into the nearby river.
But that is being discharged only when the authorities approve it, right?
That's right. We are the temporary residual storage facility.
All right. So I can see that this is the residue, right?
Correct.
So how is it transported here?
When the what we call the water leach purification residue comes out from the filter press, which is over that building over there.
All right.
It is transported by truck, dedicated truck, to be dumped into this area.
All right.
This is called the temporary residual storage facility, but designed and built as if it is permanent. Okay. The reason being, so if you notice, there is also, because we want to make sure we have the best temporary storage facility. Even if it's temporary, we want the best temporary storage facility. And that's why you see we have, just visibly you can see the black high density polyethylene liner that actually prevents water from seeping into the ground. Okay, into the so-called water table underneath it.
Okay.
But to make sure that does not happen, we also have underlying leak detection system. This particular facility, the RSF, radiation storage facility, is actually built above ground.
Yeah.
It is not dug into.
That's why. Mostly people would dug.
Exactly.
Why
well, because we want to separate, we want to increase the distance from the water table to the lowest point where we have the WLP.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
a lot of misconception. People think that the public think that some of the public think that we actually dig. The soil. We don't dig the soil. We build above it.
What if really it goes through? What will happen?
If I were to explain to you the chemistry behind it, the uranium and thorium itself actually is non-soluble.
Okay.
And it would absorb to the clay that is just underneath the high density polyethylene layer.
Right.
So there is so many, the chemistry of the radionuclide itself, the secondary protection, the underlying leak detection system, is there to protect. What happens if it's dry here?
Okay.
What happens if it becomes powdery? So if the wind blows, then we do not want to have this fear that the dust is flying all over the place. So one way of making sure that does not happen is to make sure that the material here, the WLP, is always moist. And we use this to wet it down if necessary.
Okay.
But we have yet to use it, to be honest with you.
You haven't used it yet?
No, because if you look at the area, it's already moist.
Yeah.
And we got rain that comes into here.
Yep. Like now, it's raining now.
And you must remember, whatever water that goes into here will not be released into the environment. It will be recycled and will be treated. Here we use industrial waste from the palm oil plantation.
You mean from all this?
Yeah, these are palm oil fuel ash, if you notice there. You know, when you burn the palm oil waste, you get ashes, right?
Yes.
So that ash is mixed with steel slag, and then mixed with crusher run, mixed with our WLP, and we get what we call the bound aggregate.
Okay.
So this bound aggregate is a better material for road base. The material that we produce here will not be radioactive.
Okay.
Because it contains less than 1 becquerel per gram radioactive material.
Okay.
So when we do the road base, when we say we make the road base material, it is a non-radioactive material.
So you're a Kuantan person, right? Are you? Or from
No, I'm Sungai Buloh.
Sungai Buloh,
Yeah.
Come to Kuantan here to work?
Yes.
Okay, ask you. Why did you come to Linus to work?
Because I see there's an opportunity in Linus. This is a new industry in Malaysia. So I would like to adventure it.
Aren't you afraid? Because everyone was protesting, talking about radiation and all those. Aren't you afraid?
Normally, I believe on the fact. So I don't believe on the people talking only.
Syarif kan?
Ya, saya.
So you orang dari mana? Kuantan ke atau mana?
Saya orang Kuantan.
Orang Kuantan?
Orang Kuantan.
So awak sudah bekerja di sini berapa bulan ke? Berapa tahun?
Sudah 2 tahun lebih lah.
Oh, 2 tahun lebih. So ada apa ketukaran kerana banyak orang luar kata radiasi besar lah, macam nuklear lah.
Ada apa lah.
Tak ada.
Saya ni tak ada radiation pun tak ada sini, semua sini free punya, bebas radiation punya dekat SX ni.
How long have you been working in Linus?
Already 4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
So you know the in and out of Linus?
Yes,
right. So do you feel safe working here?
Sure.
So many
if not safe already,
left.
quite left.
So like a lot of people saying that radiation is so high, this and that, you know.
It's nothing, actually nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing, because I am handle the concentrate since day one.
Since day one?
Yes.
So what is your reading on radiation on you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. You are the longest now. I have interviewed 4 years you're here. They say, okay lah, you know, if we want to come in and see Linus, sure hide something one.
How to hide? Which I want to say, RSF also, very big, huge quantity. We cannot hide.
Okay. Why did you apply to work for Linus when you know there's so many people protesting?
Well, I find this is actually a very, for the position that they offer to me, it's a very challenging and interesting post. So I'd like to have a try.
Okay. Then when you found out that on the news there were so many people were against this Linus, what was your feeling? You wanted to resign or stay on or what?
I'll stay on. Yeah, I feel positive with Linus.
I can see now you're pregnant.
Yes, yeah.
How many months would that be?
5 months.
5 months. So you had no fear about
Still working, right? Linus,
yes.
during pregnant time.
Yeah.
All right. So this shows that you are positive. That you can tell people that it's very, very safe. No radiation, high radiation, no chemical.
Linus' success is critical, but can you see the wider impact whereby Malaysia will be the industrial hub for manufacturing products using rare earth?
Now I see it. It's very
now
wide.
Can you see
yes,
a bigger picture?
It's very big.
I quote you an example. You look, even, these hybrid cars.
Yes.
I don't know whether I can mention or not, but example, just take the battery. In a hybrid car, there are many components. The battery is made from our product.
Okay.
The various components, the magnets, the motor, is also made from our product. Let's take the battery itself. Okay. The battery itself today is a $1 billion market.
Yep.
It is going to be $4 to $5 billion in the future. You are talking about in maybe 6 or 7 years' time. So can you imagine if this manufacturer of this battery, which is highly technical,
yes,
is willing to relocate their industry in Malaysia? So can you imagine the technology? Of course, the job creation and the investment, but we talk about technology.
So we get new technology, we learn more.
Yes. Therefore, you can see that if Linus is successful, hopefully Malaysia, not necessarily Kuantan, but anywhere in Malaysia, it will become a rare earth industrial hub.
Wow, that will
so you see the bigger picture.
I see the bigger picture. Well, Linus now, with all these allegations from outside, negative stuff, and will Linus open to the public for a tour, just to educate the public?
I have given various statements.
Yes.
Linus invite, be it individual or organization or political parties or professional parties, you are welcome at any time to come and visit the plant.
Right.
When you come and visit the plant, you can see for yourself, you can touch, you can review our documents, you can see all our readings because the plant is already operational.
Yes.
So we now have real readings which are well below the limit set by the national and the international standards. So you are most welcome. Please come and see for yourself.
Rare earth mining had begun 80 years ago in many countries. Today, China produces 97% of the world's rare earth consumption. As a result, China monopolizing the market, controlling and restricts the export of rare earth materials outside of China. They also impose up to 25% of import-export taxes, especially on rare earth. Japan's technological industry relies heavily on China's rare earth that they crumble to China's every demand. Due to this control and monopolization and the high demand of this supply, the United States have restarted their rare earth mining in various parts of its states, such as California, Idaho, Montana, and some other parts. A market-based solution are needed outside of China, and Malaysia had become the solution for Australia Linus rare earth industry. Linus is spending 2.5 billion ringgit on building the processing plant, and the other revenues are trickling down from its operations and are being monitored closely by the International Body of Atomic Energy Licensing Board as well as the Malaysian Department of Environment. Malaysia is a signatory of an international treaty which has to follow the international regulations before approving any atomic or nuclear activities, which makes it impossible for Malaysia to be allowed to process anything with higher level of atomic or nuclear activities.
We're going to walk through with AELB, the Atomic Energy Licensing Board, to do the inspection of Linus today. Let's go. So this is the sampling station. What do you put here?
This is the TLD.
Alright.
Okay, this we are going to detect the gamma radiation.
Okay, detect gamma radiation.
Yeah.
Alright.
So every 2 months we put the TLD here, and we are going to check every 2 months.
Oh, check every 2 months.
Yeah, we are going to send this to nuclear to analyze
to how much the radiation. But this is to calculate the surroundings.
Yeah.
So how many are there? This one?
We have 19 sampling points.
19 sampling points.
Throughout all the plants. Is there any increasing? Then we start investigating why it's happened.
Okay. After this, and what would that be?
So then we do the in situ also. Now the reading is about 0.095 microsievert per hour.
Microsievert, so it's so small, micro. So no harm to humans, no harm to anything at all.
This is the starting point where the raw material will arrive from Australia.
Alright.
So prior to the shipment, the company need to apply for a permit.
Okay.
To import the raw material. After they grant the permit, then the shipment will come.
Okay.
TLD we put in the black plastic.
Same thing, same process and everything. Okay, so reading also at 0.153. Also low, 49 now, 0.149. No change from there to here. This river, because it's so near to Linus, I mean the drainage and even whatever they have might accidentally spill out, right? Just to make sure, this is to test it. Is it reading now, that soil?
0.8.
0.8.
0.1.
It's going also up by 1. Not, again, still not very high radiation.
This is one of the residue.
Residues, one of it, okay.
Okay, known as FGD. That's a regulator from ALB. Kami menjalankan pemelajaran di sini untuk memastikan residu ini tidak membahayakan kepada pekerja. Bacaan kepada para sinaran skap di kawasan
104, 143, 129. Don't spike a lot. What would this residue be?
Okay, we call residue. This residue is NUF.
NUF.
Yeah.
Look at the reading. 186. It's a spike a bit again. Normal. So we are at the final spot of the residue. Let's check out the meter and see what does it read. How high does it go? So it's still at safe level for human beings. Cleaning my shoes. How much is that?
Is it around 0.2?
That low? Even I stepped foot onto the waste area, the high radiation waste area. So that proves it. What high radiation do we have? Cool. I feel safe now.
Alright.
Very good, very good. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sekiranya dia tidak mematuhi syarat-syarat kelulusan, so kita boleh keluarkan, kita pengarah kualiti alam sekeliling boleh keluarkan arahan untuk kilang tersebut berhenti beroperasi. Jadi itu lagi akan menjejaskan operasi kilang tersebut, dan kilang saya pasti tidak akan mahu perkara ini berlaku pada mereka, sebab dia akan memberi implikasi yang besar terhadap ekonomi mereka nantilah.
So they are taking samples from this final discharge point before it's being released to the river. Alright, just to make sure there's no contamination of radiation and other chemicals. After they were sent to the lab. So far I've asked them for 2 years, 3 years, there's nothing being discharged into the river that would harm human beings or even other fish, in the river.
Having gone through this fact-finding journey, it surprised me to know that there are layers of governments imposed ruling that corporations dealing with radioactive materials such as Linus had to observe. I am even more surprised and thrilled to see that the safety and environmental protection measure, rules and regulations are in fact very stringent in this country.
let's say if this plant or Linus or whoever, which company wants to apply a license, let's say they don't comply to your rules and regulation, and they want to get it fast. Is there a way to do that?
Absolutely not. There's no way, no shortcut. Everybody has to go through the same procedures, because we are applying the same regulations to all the companies that need to be licensed. So strictly, no shortcuts. From A to Z, they have to follow the procedures, and everything is done online also. We have now e-licensing process, so they can go to the website and then they can request for the license. They have to state what they're doing with the radiation material, and then they have to say how much it is, and then they have to actually give full details about what they're going to do with this particular material. And then they also have to furnish to us their radiation protection plan, and then their emergency procedure plans, and then the decommissioning plan, and then how they're going to deal with the waste management plan. So they have to put all these documents in place, and then we will evaluate them before we make the final decision. Yeah.
Wow. The door to the future opportunity is opening wide, and rare earth processing could be Malaysia's next biggest economic contribution when the agricultural industry starts to decline. Every day, we are exposed to some form of radiation. In my personal opinion, many of us want the latest technology for our personal use to make our lives easier and more efficient. Draw your own conclusion. Do your research. Here are some credible links for you to start your research. Go and visit them. You'll be surprised to know what you think you know is perhaps far from the truth. If really we found out that Linus has nothing to do with environment problem, no radiation, nothing, what would your perception be?
Then if it's safe for the environment, there's no evidence to support it, then I think it should be a project that can go on, because we have to look at it in terms of the economic aspects as well. What benefits will it bring to the country or to the region in which it is based?
Well, if there's there is no impact of any factory, then of course it's okay to build in Malaysia.
If it is really safe, I think it should be here. It can be give more job opportunity to Malaysian.
Teach people everything, especially these important things like radiation and so on. They should have at least a few lessons on basic radiation, so at least people realize it and not be easily misled by certain people for their own good.
Berapa tahun berniaga dekat sini, dekat Linus?
2 tahun lah.
2 tahun?
Ya.
So, tak takut ke tentang redaksi apa?
Saya rasa tak ada masalah. Kan kawasan industri KPN ni banyak kan lagi kat kan macam PDL, Petronas kan, BSL lagi bayar, semua bayar.
Dulu bila dia buka, awak nak datang sini berniaga, ada takut tak sikit?
Dulu masa mula-mula tak tahu kilang ni macam mana situasi, memang takutlah. Sampai sekarang ni saya tengok sendiri macam mana dia orang beroperasi, macam mana dia orang bekerja. Saya rasa tak ada masalah.
Tak ada masalah. So kesihatan pun tak ada masalah?
Buat semasa sekarang tak ada masalah.
Tak ada masalah.
Tak ada masalah.